And what was found or concluded through analysing the 24 case studies was that drinking caffeine. What's going on, guys? Kieran here from CAP Fitness, back on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about another meta-analysis, and this one is what effects coffee has on your day-to-day life. Now, if you're like me and you love coffee, you live off it, you need it to function, then this is probably a good video for you. The reason you actually might need coffee is because you're drinking too much of it. So if you actually reduce your coffee consumption, you might actually rely on it less than you think. Now, I'm not trying to say that coffee's bad, because I love it and I drink it every single day. But there are some restrictions that you should know about before you drink your coffee daily, particularly if you struggle with sleeping or you have restless nights. So without further ado, let's get into the actual study, of which the study is titled The Effects of Caffeine on Subsequent Sleep. So in this meta-analysis, researchers studied 24 case studies, with the view being to understand how caffeine affects sleep and figure out when you should stop drinking it, basically before going to bed. So is there a time in which you should stop drinking coffee before bed, for example, say 4 hours, in order to maximize your sleep quality and thus energy levels? And what was found or concluded through analyzing the 24 case studies was that drinking caffeine made people sleep 45 minutes less overall, which if you're right on the cusp of getting 7-8 hours sleep a night, then that's going to play a big impact on your actual overall sleep. It reduced how well people slept by 7%. It took people 9 minutes longer to fall asleep. They woke up 12 minutes more during the night. And caffeine increased light sleep by about 6 minutes and decreased deep sleep by about 11 minutes. So overall, that can really affect your sleep up to like an hour each night, which again, if you're on the cusp of the 7-8 hours, that can play a significant role, or that can have a significant impact on your overall sleep quality on a daily basis. Now, as we know, if you look at my previous channel, my previous video, you can see that I've broken down another case study on the impact that sleep actually has on muscle growth and muscle retention. So if you're getting inadequate sleep and not enough sleep per night, you're actually impacting the amount of muscle growth you have, and you're actually reducing the amount of muscle mass that you already have. So you can physically lose muscle mass if you do not get enough sleep. I won't go into too much detail, but in that case study, we break down 2 control groups, one of which had less than, I think, 6 hours a night, and one group got about 8 hours per night and lived the exact same lifestyles with the team. The group that had 8+ hours sleep a night, they grew and maintained significantly more muscle mass than those who were sleep deprived. Okay, and what this study found was, in order to prevent, the poor quality of sleep and actually gain more sleep, you shouldn't be consuming any caffeine from a regular cup of coffee up to 9 hours before going to bed. So if you go to bed at, say, 9 o'clock, keep it nice and simple, you shouldn't be drinking or consuming any caffeine past midday, because that is what's going to impact your sleep quality that night. However, if you're having like a strong coffee or a pre-workout, which is looking at 200+ milligrams of caffeine, whereas a single cup of coffee is up to 100 milligrams at most, then you shouldn't be consuming the pre-workout or say double espresso up to 13 hours before going to bed. Okay, so do the math here. Let's again say, for example, you go to bed at midnight, which is pretty late, but we'll keep it simple. You shouldn't be consuming a pre-workout past 11 a.m. Okay, so that's how much of an impact a pre-workout can actually have on your sleep. These studies, or this meta-analysis review of these 24 studies, show that caffeine can be impacting your sleep and your overall energy levels. So if you're drinking caffeine, after 2, 3, 4 o'clock, and you aren't sleeping particularly well in the evening, that might be the reason why. So you might want to reassess and actually trial, because this isn't going to be the case for everyone, but if you trial a few nights of having no caffeine past, say, midday, see if that has a better impact on your overall sleep quality, not just for your energy levels, but also for your muscular retention or your muscle growth. And what you may find as well on top of that is you stop relying on the caffeine so much because you have better sleep, you have better energy. Therefore, you don't need that 2, 3, 4 o'clock coffee in the afternoon to get you through the last working part of the day. Okay, so a nice, short, simple one today. If you're struggling with sleep and you drink a load of coffee, that might be the reason why. So reassess your coffee situation. Like me, I now no longer drink coffee past midday. At the latest, I try and only have one in the morning first thing. But if I really need it, I'll have one maybe midday. 1 o'clock is my absolute cutoff. Okay, but that's it for today. As always, like and comment on the video for the sake of the algorithm. Follow me on my socials at CAppFitness on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Facebook, or Kieran Yap on LinkedIn is my profile, my business profile page. But yeah, until next time, catch you later.